What's up? It's Destiny back again for another video, and in today's video I'm going to give you some updates on my health, the ways that I've been feeling, the changes that have been taking place, etc. Before I get into this video, go ahead and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss any uploads. Be prepared to give this video a thumbs up and to leave a comment in the comment section. Now, okay, I know it's kind of been a minute. It's been probably about a week since I posted a video, but y'all know, y'all saw my last video. I've, been traveling, doing all the things, enjoying life, and I don't know if I did so much in those days that my body needed time to recuperate because I was feeling very tired. I'm not sure, but I'm back and I'm trying to be back on schedule, posting every day during the week, and let's see if we're gonna uphold that. But make sure you're subscribed so that you can see. All right, so if you're new here, I was diagnosed with stage 3 triple negative breast cancer last year, literally around this time last year. I think April 1st I started chemo. It's in the video. Check the videos. I finished chemotherapy September 16th 2024. I had 2 surgeries, one in November, one in December, a lumpectomy and a reverse dissection of the lymph node. And I completed radiation, 30 rounds of radiation on March 6th. Okay, so we've done all the things. So I will, like I said, give you the updates. Post chemo, I'm still without my cycle, my menstrual cycle. I still do not have that. I still have those pre-menopausal side effects, which is like the hot flashes. I keep a fan very close. If I'm without this fan, I will turn around and go home because I need this. This saves the day a lot of the days, okay? And I'm having hot flashes even at night when I sleep. Like last night I kept waking up because I was hot. I had to turn the AC down. I already keep a fan on in the room as well, so I'm still dealing with that. I still am fatigued, where sometimes I will need a nap if I'm doing a lot of vigorous activity, like if we're out at Universal or Islands of Adventure, any theme park. I have to remind myself to take a break because when I'm in that atmosphere, I'm like a child and I just want to play and do all the things. So I have to remind myself to sit down. If not, the next day I will really feel it. I will really feel sore. I will be super exhausted. So I'm still dealing with that. Not as bad as before, whereas before I needed a nap maybe twice a day. Now I don't have to do that. I could probably get away with one nap. Or there are days where I don't do any naps. And so the fatigue is still up and down. It really depends on what I'm doing throughout that day, throughout that week, what have you. As far as hair, my hair is growing beautifully. But I'm not ready to show y'all because like I said previously, the internet, sometimes y'all are my friends, sometimes y'all are not. So I'm holding that near and dear to me, and the people closest to me have seen the growth and updates. But I am doing a video where I'm compiling growth from each month so that I can show and share with other women who unfortunately had to go through this, and they want to know roundabout how soon their hair may grow back, what it might look like, etc., etc. Now, a lot of the women in the group were talking about their hair grew back gray. I did not have that, thank God. But some women said their hair grew back completely gray and they cut it again to let it regrow. I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to experience that. I am enjoying the texture. It is not the texture that I had before, but I don't know if that's going to change either because some women have seen a very slick, straight texture for a few months and then it went back to their kinky afro state hair. So I'm still waiting to see. I've been having to use different products, but that could be a different separate video. I do wash my hair once a week or every 2 weeks under these wigs. I keep up my same regimen, okay? But hair other places, you can see it's growing back on my arm. Underarm hair is growing back. Y'all know my eyebrows have been back, baby. The eyelashes are back. They've been back. Underarm is back. It's just the place where I got radiation. There's no hair growth there. and that's to be expected. That's what they said would happen. And, you know, I'm not complaining about it. It is what it is, you know. As far as post-surgery, how am I feeling? I'm feeling fine. I have full mobility of my arm. I can't show you my breast, but even the incision part is healing. You can barely tell that there was a surgery done. Now, I still have some scar tissue on the area where they made the incision. That's to be expected. So I will say, like, when I'm doing my checks, because I'm still checking myself, you know, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, okay, scar tissue from surgery, nothing to be alarmed. Okay. But that has gone down. It's not as thick and hard as it was before. So that's gotten better. What other changes with the breast from surgery? Oh, I will say, I was told that my size of breast would be different. Like, one would be smaller than the other after all of this surgery and radiation. I can't really tell the difference. Again, I did have a lumpectomy. I had a very small bump in my breast, and after I was done with chemo, it would shrink down to absolutely nothing. So they just took the little tissue that they put the biopsy clip in and took some surrounding tissue out as well. But for me, not enough to make a difference. I really thought it was going to be super small and looking crazy. That's not the case for me. And after radiation, because they said radiation could shrink it as well, I was expecting that to happen. Again, not the case for me. At least not noticeable for me. Not noticeable enough for me to be like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Nothing like that. So that's fine. I did mention before, after surgery, I was feeling cording, which is like tightness around your arm after you get lymph nodes removed. I no longer feel that. Now, every now and then I get phantom feels. I don't know if that's the correct terminology, but I know, like, if you've ever been pregnant and you've had your baby, and then like maybe months later or even years later, you'll feel like something like a baby kick in your stomach. Sounds weird, I know, but this is just the thing. So every now and then I'll feel like something on my breast or something in my lymph node, and I notified my doctors. That's, again, it's the phantom type of situation. So I don't really get the cording anymore. Let's see. Post radiation, the biggest change we'll discuss in a minute, but also with radiation as well, I was having discomfort with my arm, with my mobility, because of the position in which I had to be in while I was undergoing radiation. That has gone away. I don't feel that. I don't feel that tightness. And again, cording was an issue, or could have been an issue. It's not for me. A big one is still lymphedema. That is something that I personally am concerned with, but my doctor, my oncologist, Dr. Lay, she doesn't really have concerns about it. She says usually heavier people are more prone to having lymphedema after radiation and surgery and lymph node removal. Because I'm on the smaller side of the scale, she doesn't really suspect that that would be an issue. But I'm telling you, every day in the mirror, I'm looking at my arms. I'm like, does one look bigger? I'm asking people, does something look different? Tell me. You know, low-key obsessed just a little, because if that happens, you can do some things to try to slow that down. Another indicator is, like, they're like, if you can't put your rings on with ease anymore, or your bracelets or anything like that, those are, you know, warning signs to be looking out for. So I'm always looking out, but thank God I have not noticed any swelling outside of what was done from surgery and radiation. So we're going to continue to pray that there is no lymphedema issues. Okay, another big issue from, or another big symptom from radiation, it was also fatigue. And I will say, Dr. Factor told me take 2 to 4 weeks off when you're done with radiation. But because I'm so concerned about my job, although I am on FMLA, I'm still concerned about that. I opted out. I did not do that. I maybe took 1 day off, and it really wasn't because I worked the hours to have that day off. So I didn't really take no day off. And that bit me. after radiation, I was exhausted. It would just come out of nowhere. It would hit me out the blue. And I'm like, why am I so tired? I'm like, this is what Dr. Factor was talking about. I thought I was immune to it. I didn't think it was going to affect me, but it did. I think I'm just now coming up out of it. Maybe last week. Again, I ended radiation on March 6th. So April 6th will be a full month off of radiation. So we're just shy of that, as today is March 31st. So another huge symptom of radiation, y'all remember my skin, how dark it was. Literally a burnt biscuit on this side of my body, was completely black. And now you can see how much it's better. You know, you can still see a slight outline. I don't really know if you can see too much on my neck, but over in here, it was an outline that just traced the area in which it was radiated. That has completely changed. Like, I think I made a reel a few weeks ago, because at first I was a little insecure about it because it was extremely dark. Like, imagine, I don't have nothing that close to me that's black, but imagine something just black all over your body like that, you know. And like I said, I like to wear my little tank tops and things like that. People were looking, and so I was a little insecure for a moment. And then I had to realize, first of all, I beat cancer, number one. Number two, who cares what anyone has to say? Because again, I beat cancer. So I got over that a few weeks after radiation was done, and it was still dark and it was peeling, but I was like, I don't care. So again, I don't care. It looks a million times better now. During the treatment, I was using Aquifer, aloe vera gel, the Silvadine that they prescribed, and shea butter. Now after I've finished, I maybe use Aquifer here and there, just because I don't want my skin to be too dry, but I've really just been using cocoa butter and vitamin E. That's literally what I've been using for weeks. And I do use my fibroid fighter from the Goddess collection on the breast. But for the most part, it's just cocoa butter is what I've been using. And it's just been naturally healing. I have not been avoiding the sun. When it's sunny, I'm going out there. I'm going in the backyard, and we're just in the sun for at least 15 minutes because you need that vitamin D. I'm not concerned about the sunburn or anything like that. So the skin is not tight. It's like normal skin. You can see up under here, that incision point, that's still like that. I don't know if that's ever going to change or go back to normal color. I have no idea. I don't care. So, yeah, those are the updates. As far as like appetite, my appetite is back for the most part. Sometimes I have to remind myself to eat because y'all know I kind of just fast and only eat one meal a day, but I've noticed that if I don't do that, sometimes I get nauseous, which is really weird. So I have been having to have more frequent snacks, which again, I'm not the best at. And by snacks, I don't mean junk food, y'all. I mean bananas, mangoes, grapes have been a saving grace. I don't know why almost every night before bed, I have to have a small bowl of grapes. I did do some research, and it says that it helps with grapes have melatonin in them and some other things that can kind of help with the sleepiness. So I don't know if that has been helping. But when I say snacks, I'm talking about fruit. So please don't be messaging me, DMing me about my diet, because y'all just have no idea. Ever since I went to the world about the diagnosis I received, that's all people try to do. And it's like, oh my God, y'all don't know me. I go summers of only fruit. I only go a few days during the week eating meat. Like I don't do dairy unless it's Alfredo, and I do that here and there. But you know, that's why this didn't make sense, because I've always led a very healthy life. I've always ate healthy. So please do not give me your suggestions. I have all the herbs, all the teas, all the things. I've been doing that for 5 years plus. I don't use deodorant. Now, if I'm going on a date or if I'm going out, I will use some natural deodorant, which is literally lavender and shea butter. That's it. Like, I'm not out here, but I don't sweat too much, but also because of what I eat, I'm not gonna be musty, so I can go without deodorant. I go the whole week. If I'm not really leaving the house, I don't wear deodorant during the week. Now, if I'm going somewhere on the weekend, like Universal, then I'll put some on, or I will use key limes. I just stopped using key limes because when I was having surgery and stuff, I didn't want to, you know, key limes, lemons, same family. I didn't want that pain, so that's the only reason why I haven't been using key limes, but that's what I would use for years. So again, I don't need your suggestions, and I'm not trying to be rude, but it's like I know what to do. I've been doing it. That's why, again, this diagnosis did not make sense, but we can talk about that another day. So yeah, as far as any other symptoms, I don't know. I'm still not lifting nothing heavy. I mean, why should I have to? I have a 15-year-old son who is strong, who plays football, and he's all about lifting weights and muscles and getting stronger. So if I need something off the high counter, off the high shelf that I can't even reach anyway, I mean, I can extend my arm up, but I'm still not going to overextend myself. I ask him to do it. Not lifting nothing heavy, although Piper wants me to pick her up sometimes. I did pick her up like once, and I was like, okay, I'm not doing this again. You're like 60, 70 pounds, girl. I'm trying to think of any other symptoms. My taste, I feel like my taste buds are still different. Things taste salty to me or spicy. Like if something has a little bit of spice, it's more spicy to me than it might be to someone else. If something has a little bit of salt in it, it's more salty to me than it might be to someone else. So that has definitely changed. That does not stop me from eating spicy stuff. I love spicy foods, but I might have to take a sip. You know, I'll be like, ooh, sip of water, because that's a little spicy. So what else? I'm trying to think of all the things so I don't have to continue to make these updates, but I will. Maybe a few months from now, I'll do another update as to what those 3 forms of treatment has impacted my life from, you know, the time span that it's going to be from. Again, just to give people some kind of gauge, because everyone is different. What I'm experiencing, you may not experience. What other people experience, I have not experienced. So this is just to let people know, and it's also documentation for myself and for my doctors, because I know they watch it. Hey, also the nail thing. Y'all know how I said the nail bed is darker because of chemo, and I think I showed y'all it still is a little darker. Now my nails have grown out, so that darkness is very, very little bit, and the same on the toes. But again, I do my nails. These are press-ons. I do them at home. I have not been to the salon yet. I'm not really comfortable going yet. That's just me. That's just me. That's just how I'm feeling because of sanitary reasons. And yeah, that's just me. My doctors aren't telling me to stay away. I mean, Dr. Lay probably will say that, because when they have to put the monitor on my finger to track the oxygen and stuff like that, my nails give them a hard time. But baby, I'm just trying to look cute. So anyway, I still have immunotherapy. I actually go to immunotherapy this Thursday. Again, I'm going to ask what number that is and how much more I have to go so that we can count that down, just like I counted down radiation, just like I counted down chemo. I like to count these down so I can have something to look forward to. But yeah, I think those are all the things that I can really think of as far as symptoms and changes due to treatment for triple negative breast cancer. I think that's pretty much all, at least all that I'm willing to share. Maybe some things might be a little bit too intimate, and if any women have questions about intimacy type things, you can definitely message me. Instagram, I'll see it faster. Facebook is definitely going to spam, and I probably won't see it. I have messages from like a year of women asking me questions about firearms, and I'm just now seeing it. And I'm like, girl, I'm so sorry. I'm not one of those people that are like, ooh, you can't reach me, I'm untouchable. A little bit, but not, I ain't like that, you know? So Facebook, I will not see your message. Instagram, it might go to requests, so you have a better chance. Just hit me up on just hit me up. Or leave a comment below and say, hey, I have a question. Can you reach out? And I'll hit you up via Instagram or Facebook if you want to do it like that. But more intimate details, I'm not comfortable sharing with the internet because this is the internet. And it's not everybody's business. But if someone had a serious question, I would definitely answer. But I think that is all that I have. Oh, I was concerned about my vision because I saw my ophthalmologist. When did I go there? After chemo, because I was reading things that said that chemo can change your vision and radiation, all the things. So I saw my doctor and my vision is fine. But that is something that other people might want to look out for. And if you have different forms of invasions, cancer, depending on where you get radiated, if it's close to your face or something, it might actually affect your vision. Of course, mine was down here. It did not affect my vision. I still get blood work so they can check all my levels, liver, heart, all the things. Like, they check everything, thyroid, everything. So everything is still good. There's still no sign of disease. We're still cancer-free. We're going to be cancer-free for the rest of our life. This was just a little chapter that I had to endure for various reasons that I'm now seeing. I'm reconnecting with people that, you know, maybe I had to go through this. We're not going to talk about it. That's too damn sentimental, and I'm not going there. Anyway. If I edited and cut stuff out, I would cut that out, but I'm not going to cut it out. I'm not going to cut it out because I'm very real and authentic. There was something else I wanted to mention, but I cannot remember it at this time. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to, in a few months, maybe because I'm going to update y'all on immunotherapy, how I'm feeling after that. So maybe, I don't know, whenever I give y'all another update, maybe I'll think of what I wanted to tell y'all. But I think this is going to conclude this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and leave in the comment section below I don't know, child. What are you looking forward to this month? This month, I'm meaning April. What are you looking forward to doing in April? For me, traveling, growing, getting to know people, being more consistent. I will say, I think that when I'm not creating something, because I am a creative, that affects my mood. Last week was a rough week for me. That's why I did not pick up the camera. And it's just emotional things. I guess that's a part of an update too. Having gone through all of this, I still have days of like, I can't believe I went through all this. I can't believe this was something I had to endure. So I still have days like that. They're few and very far in between, but they still happen occasionally. And then I have other factors like my job tripping on me. I know we don't talk about work on the internet, but my job tripping on me. Talking about they giving me leeway for my appointments, for these life-saving appointments. When I'm protected, when my job is protected. But you're giving me leeway. Y'all, that sent me into a frenzy last week. I had to emergency call my therapist. Z! Let me tell you what these folks talk about. It was rough. So it's like stuff like that. Feeling hindered in certain areas because of my health. And it's like, so that sometimes is still upsetting, but I can only do what I can do. I'm not going to push myself to the limit because that's going to be too far. I'm going to push myself, but I ain't going over the edge, baby. You know what I'm saying? In terms of things that I want to do that I might not be capable of. Like a lot of my 2A friends are competition shooting. I don't feel comfortable yet. They're running and da-da-da-da-da-da. Like I run around to get my stamina up, my endurance back up with my dog in the backyard. And she's a big girl and she likes to run and play like that. So I do that in the backyard with my son. But like running and competing, I don't know if I'm there yet. Or like doing triathlons and stuff like that, I'm not there yet. But I'm working towards being able to do those things. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to just push myself to the limit and I'm like, well, dang, you know what I mean? So a lot of things, we could discuss that at another time. But yeah, this concludes the video for sure. If you love someone, tell them. I love you all.